Look babes.
Hey, you Wi-Fi? When you put a
What did you just try and say? I don't know, I'm so ashamed.
Look, Jack, just stop your trying. I mean, they don't want some crap. I mean, they need a strong man. What? Come on. What's it got that we don't? Stupid.
give up.
What? Gordo, yeah.
I don't want cheesy pickup. They want strong. They don't want cheesy pickup.
Oh my god.
They don't want that. They want strong. They don't want that. What am I doing?
What is wrong with you, Jack? Just say it!
No, you're staying over there.
I wish I was like that.
Go on, Harry.
I'm here now. Hey. What's the pickup line again?
Oh my god.
It was about Wi-Fi, wasn't it?
You can't just say that! He's so pretty!
Stop. Let's just do some dress up.
What's up, ladies?
Yeah.
Want a bit of this?
No.
Right then.
No.
Hey guys, sorry, cleared my throat before I start that. How are we all today? So welcome to our third Panto live stream. So yes, hope you've all had a good week. So start kicking off with our weird news stories of the week. First of all, one that's very Gordo related. There is currently a competition running through Burger King that allows you to get free Whoppers. So if there's anything more Gordo than a Whopper, I don't know what that is. Well, probably lots of things, you know, like monkeys or space or actual scouting, but Whoppers are important too. So if you want some free Whoppers, you just have to share your story of your biggest kitchen fail, which we have loads of photo evidence for from our £5 challenges. So you can get yourself some free Whoppers that way by sharing your biggest cooking fails. So there we go. And the second story that I want to share with you, is about a girl who came up with a creative new song. She's 8 years old, and I don't think I can give any introduction that would make it more worthwhile than just showing you. So here is the video.
I wonder what's inside your butthole. I wonder what's inside your butthole. Maybe there's astronauts, and maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. What's inside your butt? I want.
So yes, that was a video that I found very amusing. Hopefully you found that amusing too. And that is our weird news for the week. Yes, as always, if you want to be dropping in comments, that helps me to know if everything's running smoothly. If something's not working, let me know. And yeah, we enjoy getting to interact with you guys, so make sure you're talking to us on the chat. And Will is saying that Whoppers are greater than scouting. I don't feel like I could comment my opinion while wearing this uniform, but I'm certainly not going to tell him he's wrong. And then our next segment is our Hunger Games bracket. So once again, we have 4 matchups that have been on Instagram for the last 24 hours or so. So let's talk through them. If you want to make comments on any of the matchups, any of the lineups, any opinions, I'll try and factor those in as well. but yes. Okay, so the first one is Hamish versus Samuel. So I don't know Samuel as well, so I don't feel like I can comment on what his technique would be. Hamish, I feel, is a fairly solid all-rounder. He's got the brains, he's got the endurance, and, you know, beneath that calm demeanour is the eyes of a killer. So I think Hamish could go pretty far. So in terms of that matchup, I'd put Hamish on top of that. The next one is Mia versus Jack W. Another really interesting one, because I think Jack W, Jack Ward, has a lot of potential in our old Hunger Games matchup, but unfortunately I think his first round matchup is against someone who we all believe is most likely going to be going the whole way. If I were to guess, I'd say most of you are probably betting big on Mia to go all the way, and probably to be a winner would be a lot of people's favourite pick. You know, she is terrifying when she is annoyed at people. She is no nonsense. She will get down and get the job done. So much so that Sparky nicknamed her Action Barbie, which, yeah, is I think is meant to be a compliment. But yes, I think two fierce competitors, but probably, just because I think push come to shove, Mia will probably go a bit further, so she gets my vote on that one. Samanu versus Theo. A lot of you might not remember Samanu. He used to be a Sea Scout and was with us for a little while. And potentially quite a few of you don't know Theo that well. So again, that might have been a bit of a mystery matchup for some of you. And for this one, I think Theo would be the winner. Again, because I think there's a lot of no-nonsense bringing the smack down. And also, I'm friends with Theo's mum on Facebook, and yesterday she posted a video of their whole family smashing plates with rocks. And I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. So that's what I think Theo's strengths are. And Samanu, the reason I think he'd be an early go out is because we once went to play a wide game at one of the nearby fields in St Mary's Meadow. Ended up having to spend like an hour and 20 minutes looking for Samanu's phone because he dropped it in like the first 10 minutes, and we spent literally the rest of the night looking for that. And another point to Mia that I think it was actually her that found it in the end. And that's why I think Samanu would be an early victory, and Theo's agreeing about the pent-up anger for both plate destruction and probably other competitors. So my vote there goes to Theo. And then the next matchup, Tilly versus Kuda. I can't figure out what technique Tilly would go for. So I can't really comment on that. Kuda, I think Kuda's got a lot to offer in this. If you see him playing, does it count as football, what we do at the Scout Centre? I don't know. But if you see him playing whatever that is, he's a strong competitor. He's got the determination. I think he could go really far in this. Tilly, I could imagine her doing something silly or, just wanting to make friends with everyone, and that sort of ending up being her downfall. So probably I'd go for Kuda on that one. But let's head over to the Instagram poll and see what you guys said. I don't think I've checked this one today, so I don't know where things stand, which is exciting. So the first one, Hamish versus Samuel. So hopefully you can see there. Hamish got an 81% lead on that one, over 19% to Samuel. So Hamish advances to round 2. In the next matchup, Mia wins with 96% to Jack Ward's 4%, which was 1 vote for Jack, and that was from Fern. So that might be the biggest win yet. So Mia probably surprising to no one, you advance. We have another deadlock in the next match. So Manu versus Theo is dead tied at 50-50. Hang on. We've just had another vote for Theo as I was talking, pushing, or maybe it just can't register points. Yes, pushing Theo into 52% and Samanu into 48%. So I think that was Erin who voted as I was talking. I don't know, it's hard to tell. And so Fern's just said that she misclicked when she voted for Jack W. So it was a 100% win for Mia. But yes, thanks to that last minute vote, Theo advances. That was a close one, but Theo, you've made it on to round 2. And the last one, Tilly versus Kuda, is 61% Tilly, 39% Kuda. Tilly, I saw you say, how little do I think of you? I just can't picture what technique you'd use. So maybe you can tell us in the comments, Tilly, how you think you'd last longer than Kuda. But actually, I think that's the first one where I've mostly agreed with what you guys have picked. So it's good to see that our viewpoints are starting to align there. So that's where we stand. Next week we'll have the final matches of our first round. So that's Patrick versus Emily S, Ellie versus Scaife, Tegan versus Jack Rampton, and Holly versus Ethan. Tilly is saying she can kick higher than his head. But you want to kick at the same height as his head, not higher than his head. I don't see how that would help. Okay, on to the next bit. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Just making my head big again. Yes. So the next bit. Thank you for everyone who did the Taskmaster challenge. Fern, I'm sorry that we broke your dad, but that looked like a very involved task that you guys did. So if you didn't see the video, Fern's dad managed to eat a Malteser or similar from a 9-metre tape measure. And then we had a late minute entrance from Ellie and her mum, which looked like an impressively steep angle that they did it at. And they managed 8.25 metres, both of which put my 3 metres to shame. So well done, both you guys, on smashing that one. This week we've got another one lined up, and this week it's going to be camouflage yourself and then reveal yourself on the screen. So once again, here's my attempt of that. Sorry, that looked really choppy on mine. I'm going to try that again because it didn't seem to work very well. Okay, that didn't work as well as I was hoping. Yes, I'll upload it to the Facebook group either, and I promise it won't look as Blair Witchy as that did. At least it did on my screen, so I'm assuming it did for you guys as well. So, yes, it does look like a scene from a horror film. As I said, very Blair Witchy. So, I think that is everything segment-wise. So, as we said in the email yesterday, we're hoping, sort of once the pantos are done with, we're going to move more towards Zoom because we felt like that worked really well last week. And as leaders, we're actually meeting after this one on Zoom to sort of look at what's going well, what we could do better, what we can offer, and just start looking at the future a bit. So if you have any ideas or things you want to try, things you've seen done that we can do, let us know and we'll sort of incorporate that going forward. The other exciting thing, so the panto we're watching today is panto number 3, Fairy Fails, and that was the one that was a mostly new cast, two completely new people, and then Zach it was his second time, and then Minnie and Nathan, who are like the mainstays of our pantos so far. And yes, the bad news is that the camera ran out of juice just before the end, so we missed the last minute or two of that. But I've spoken to the original cast, with one exception, and what we're going to try and do is, after it cuts out, we're going to try and hop on Zoom and stream that, and then we'll do like a table read of it so you guys can have the end, rather than just like the cut to orange and then a scrolling text of what happened. We're going to try and organise that via Zoom. It might work, it might not work, who knows. But that'll just be a quick thing. But I thought what we could do with that, if you guys are interested, once we've done the table ready thing, we can do, if there's any questions or things that you guys have for the cast, you can put those in the comments and I'll try and find a way to see them. And then if you want to ask them anything about the panto, about life, I guess, we can do that for a couple of minutes if you have fun questions. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll post that on Instagram. I'll ask it as a question. Can you tell that I'm making this up as I go? I'll post it as a question, and then if you've got a question for the cast, you can do that on Instagram, and we'll see if we get any. And then I can ask that easier off my phone. So that's what we'll do. But yes, this panto, so it was basically the premise is kind of like the classic fairy tale stories, what happened to them after the curtain dropped. So like those songs that were popular on YouTube a few years ago of like the Happily Never After, like what happened to those guys next. So that was kind of the premise when I was writing it. I think I made the mistake of not making sure that people actually knew the songs that I was choosing. So I think that hindered some of it a bit. But yeah, it was fun to work with some new people in the cast. As I said, like that's always my favourite bit, is it like feels like the entrance into Hanno for that new group coming up each year. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else massively you need to know. And again, I'll be dropping comments as we go. But yes, here is Fairy Fails.
Sorry that I'm all late, especially as I'm the one that called you all here. My name's Expo. Exposition.
What a tool.
Exactly. Now, I've been doing some research on the effects of being a child celebrity, and through that research found that all the major pantos, as you have all been dubbed, have grown up to have unremarkable lives in as adults. In fact, there's almost a perfect indirect correlation between success as a child and success as an adult.
Then you must have been a real child prodigy.
So, actually, quite the opposite. That's why I'm sure that this research will be groundbreaking. So, who wants to introduce themselves first? Sorry. all everyone's clear, we've got Dick Whittington, who left a small farm with his cat for London. After your cat chased all the rats out of London, you became mayor. But then when your cat died, the rats all came back, and you were chased out of office in London. Is that about it? Yeah?
Yep, that's about right.
And then we've got Cinderella, whose happily ever after was the exact opposite of that, because your husband was a serial cheater.
Exactly.
So you left him after a year, but the loss of his provision now means you're living in a dump.
Yes, and thank you for reiterating that.
So tell me, about this dump, is it emotional or literal?
Oh.
Interesting. And then you're Puss in Boots, and after doing all the hard work of defeating the ogre, making your own a royalty and giving him the subsequent castle and land, he took you for granted and booted, pun not intended, you out of your home because you to develop a catnip addiction.
I mean, that wasn't all in the song, but yeah.
Very fascinating.
Not that interesting. So we've got No Whip Dick, who needs a cat to be successful. Cinder No Fella, who couldn't satisfy her man, and a cat in Krebs, who got outsmarted by a country idiot.
Yeah? Well, if you're so much better than us, then what are you doing here? Who are you anyway?
I'm Jack.
Jack who?
Wait, I know who you are. You're that boy who went up that beanstalk, aren't you? You're Jack in the Beanstalk.
Huh? More like Jack has beanstalk. But yeah, that was me.
So how did you end up here then?
Well, I had that whole thing with the giant, right? And I came back with all that gold, and he followed me, so I killed him. I lived at large for a while there. So many people wanted to come and see this dead giant. I made a killing. But then his body started rotting. Do you know how much it costs to get rid of a giant's body? All of it. That's how much. And by the time I finally found someone who could do it, who could manage to get rid of the body, but they could not get rid of the smell. My place reeked. I lost everything, and I couldn't even sell my house because of how bad it smelled. No one wanted to live in it. So with nothing left, I ended up here.
So you're not really much better off than the rest of us.
Which begs the question, Expo, what made you bring together such a group of losers?
And more curiously, why did you make us introduce ourselves when you clearly knew who we all are, since you called us here in the first place?
Well, I'm a psychologist. It's my job to act like things I've already figured out and new information. As for why I called you all together, it is my belief that those who achieve greatness as children have the potential for even greater things when grown. I see it as my duty to give you all the encouragement you need to achieve that greatness. Just think about it. Look, Dick, right. So you may be an idiot, incapable of not vocalising every stupid thought you have regardless of the consequences.
Ouch.
But because of your wealth and mayoral background, you can be the president.
President, but there's always so many other candidates. Like, how can I win?
I believe you could trump them all, President Dick. Puss, right? So you're a cat. You talk, you wear little human clothes. Do you know how much they'd love you on the internet?
What's the internet?
I believe it's a small country in South America.
You see, you guys are great. Cinderella, you think you need a man? Those looks and a bit of help from me, Cinderella. You could get all the Tinder fellas.
I get the reference, but why does getting lots of guys equate to me being great?
Jack,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe something in gardening?
Well, that's hopeful.
The point is, I believe in you guys. So let's get out there and see what we can do, yeah? So, for this week, I'd like you to all go out there and see what difference you can make to the world, okay?
Well, that was something else.
Oh, wasn't she just?
And don't you even get me started on her. Who does she think she is? Calling us all washed up and telling us that we don't even need her that we need her to achieve greatness. I'm already great.
Is that what your mummy used to tell you? Because I've seen where you live and it doesn't exactly scream greatness to me.
Yeah, and that's coming from the girl who lives, by her own vision, in a dump.
So you know I'm talking from experience and I say you're not all that great.
Who wants to hear a joke? What do you call cheese that goes in the oars? Nacho cheese!
That is hilarious. Did you make it up yourself?
Yeah? Call it a dick joke.
Joke?
Yeah, it's a joke. My name's Dick.
Right. Well, on that note, I better be off.
Hang on a minute, I'll come with you, I'm going that way too.
See, well, I find it hard to be around cats since I've lost my last one, but I like you. How about you come and live with me, and we can work on my presidential campaign together?
I don't know. I'm still kind of dealing with the fallout from the last time I helped a human get to a position of political power. They just kicked me out.
Really? I didn't know that happened to you.
I literally just talked about it. It was the meeting we just came out of.
I guess I was distracted. Expo's pretty cute, isn't she?
Really? Really? No.
I guess it's that's because you're not human. Come on, let's go back to my place and work on some campaign slogans. I'm thinking,
I haven't agreed to tell you yet. Dick! Dick!
Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
Baby, 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 ooh, baby, 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 ooh.
Well, well, well.
Baby, baby, ooh.
What the hell are you doing sneaking up on me like that? Ruining my song. I love Justin Bieber.
I was going for dark and mysteriously. Besides, I called you out like 3 times. It's not my fault you got your music too loud. How was I supposed to get your attention?
Well, you've got it now. What do you want?
You were supposed to report to me on how the plan was going. And I've heard nothing all day, so I thought I could check in.
Well, I suppose it took a little longer than expected, but I've managed to get them all together, plant a few seeds.
Or a few beans. Yes, well, good to hear it's all coming together. What's the timeline?
Not really sure. A few of them seemed a bit reluctant to open up, but I think I've made an impression. Definitely gave them enough to think about, so I'd be very surprised if next week they're not all there again. The plan to get them all together is going very well.
And if they don't, what's the backup plan?
As discussed.
Very good. And remember, don't screw this up. I don't think I need to remind you what's at stake here.
Yes, sir. I hope I'm doing the right thing here.
Let me guess, you got a random message from Dick inviting you here.
Yeah. And I thought I was special. Come her now, please. Need help with champagne for 64 Yellow Brick Lane. I mean, what is that?
And why does he need help with champagne? I never need help finishing off champagne.
Too true. I think he meant campaign.
Campaign? What Oh no, he's not going through with that whole present thing, is he?
I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm just here because I want to know how he got my number and to make sure he gets rid of it. Dick?
They knock on the door. Proverbially, and I look surprised as I enter. Hello. Oh, good, you both made it.
What's up? What do you need help with?
And how did you get my number?
No questions, just listen.
Oh no! Well, I've never seen a president with quite so little clout. national land is headed. Count me out. Out of pension, out of national, I wouldn't hang about. Might as well just tell him we said yes.
Oh, I just can't wait to be friends. The boat left. No one wants the boat right. They go right down the middle. I'll be winning the fight.
You know the dick is gonna be the best.
Oh, I just can't wait to be friends. Oh, I just can't wait to be friends. Oh, I just can't wait to be friends.
I'm speechless.
See, I told you they would be.
I don't think they mean it in the same way that you did.
Of course they do.
Dick?
You guys are in, though, right?
When you say in, what does that mean?
That you'll vote for me.
Well, we can certainly do that.
We also need help with the campaign. Talking to the locals, promoting our platforms, handing out leaflets.
You know, kissing hands, shaking babies.
Please do not shake any babies.
I don't know, that seems like a lot of involvement and commitment for something that we don't really care much about.
I'll make it worth your while.
You have my interest. Keep talking.
We'll introduce a tax exemption for all you living legends, namely fairy tales. You'll also each be given government housing as part of being the team.
As a salary ongoing, as long as you're in office.
Done. We'll give you one of those fake jobs that sound important but clearly don't do anything.
Like Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs.
Boris? Political bans.
Political shame.
Cinderella.
Okay, we're in.
She doesn't talk for me.
So you're not in?
Well, I am. I just don't like other people speaking for me.
That's great. We can start handing out the flyers right away.
Pick Dick.
Yeah, it's our campaign slogan. It's catchy and all.
No comment.
I don't look at me. I wanted pang, baby.
I told you that's not a thing.
What is a pang baby?
Is it a racial thing? It sounds like a racial thing.
No, it's a stupid thing that he made up. Basically, he doesn't understand slang and can't remember any of it or when to use it. So he tried to come up with his own thing that he could use at any point that he's even necessary.
How could that possibly work?
Jeez, it's all that intonation.
Needless to say, we went with Pick Dick. Now come on, let's go spread the Pick Dick message.
Expo, come on, chant along. Dick, dick.
Expo!
Expo!
Do I know you?
It's me, Dick.
I think you must have me confused with someone else. Are you the reason that these people are shouting about dick pics?
Aren't you Expo, the council, though?
Okay, yeah. No, that's my sister. I'm Pre-cision.
Wow. I didn't think it was possible, but you're even more beautiful than your sister.
Well, I mean, thank you. But it's not really possible.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think so either, but you are.
I mean, no, it's really, impossible. We're identical.
Well, there's a beauty about you that she lacks.
Well, thank you.
Dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick
Yeah,
pic.
now that you mention it, it does sound like they're shouting about dick pics.
So they're not supposed to be.
Well, no, I'm running for president, that's my campaign slogan.
Your campaign slogan is about dick pics?
Well, no, they're saying pick dick, not dick pic, because that's my name.
I mean, technically, isn't your name Richard?
Yeah, but no one calls me that, and pick Richard doesn't sound very good, does it?
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe you need a slogan based around your ideals. What platform are you running on?
Spotify, no. I don't have a platform.
You don't have a platform? You can't run without a platform.
Well, I'm not tall, I'm normally fine standing on the ground does the trick.
Not like a stage, like a platform. That's what you stand for.
Oh, I stand for lots of things. I cook, answer the door, sometimes even go to the toilet.
No. What is important to you?
Oh, being president is important to me.
Yes, but why is that important to you? You can't run for president just because you want to be a president. What do you want to achieve?
I guess I just want respect.
Okay, now that's a good start. You don't get respect just because you're the president, though. In fact, a lot of the time, I've noticed that the people in leadership, in positions of power, they have to work a lot harder to get the respect they want. What are you going to do to get that respect?
I'm not sure.
That's what you need to figure out. You need it. Yeah? People aren't going to vote for you if they don't know what you're going to do for them. As president, every decision that you make affects the life of every person in this country. So if they don't trust that you want good things for them, they aren't going to vote for you. Simple.
But why wouldn't I want to do good things for them?
You're a good man, Dick. You can count my support.
Now, you're really good at this stuff. How did you get so good at it all?
Well, I guess it comes from a desire to be very exact in everything I do. When you want exactness in every area of your life, you learn pretty quickly that the most unpredictable aspect of anything in life is people. So, in my desire to control and anticipate others, I've become great at understanding people and how they work.
Sorry. Hey guys, hey to break this up, but I think we should move on. We've got the radio interview in half an hour, and there are some very angry parents who are not a fan of our slogan. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be there now. Pre, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your support.
Thanks. I just wish I could help more.
I mean, you could. I mean, how about we meet up later? You could give me more ideas on how to have a parasol.
Platform.
Oh. See how much I need you.
Okay, here, look, we'll meet this evening at this address.
Cheers.
We can go through everything. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, I'll see you then.
Come on, Dick. We've got to go. Incredibly camp.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to help, I need you to actually put some effort in as well. Let's go already.
I'll see you later then.
Well done, Expo. I knew I could count on you to get the job done.
Well, I did what you wanted. Now the trap's set, so we're done, right?
Done? Oh, you poor naive Expo. We're not done. You know what I have on you, and we're not done until I say we are done.
You're a dick.
That's your little boyfriend. And if you don't do what I say, you'll find out how much a dick you are. So, wait, what?
Am I the dick, or is he?
No, but his name is... Oh, forget it, just do what I say!
Well, that could have gone better.
Better? He just went on the radio, made wild accusations against foreigners, basically advocated for sexual assault, and made fun of a disabled person.
And what the hell is covfefe?
Yeah, I know. I just couldn't get her out of my head, and then that meant I wasn't listening to the questions, and then just started rambling about other stuff.
Who? He's talking about Expo.
No, not Expo. Pre.
Who's free?
Expo's sister. She was at the rally earlier.
Oh god, there's two of them. I thought one was bad enough.
Bad enough. They're angels. Pre was obviously more brilliant than both of them. Wait.
So she just showed up at the rally. I assume that was Expo. Pretty weird, huh?
Not really. It's like Jeff Goldblum always says. Love finds a way.
I think you mean life.
Oh, sorry. Love always finds a way.
These guys are right. These guys are right, Dick. Sorry, these guys are right, dicks. You need to put this out of your minds.
You were right the first time. But I can't. And you're supposed to be friend. Shouldn't you be telling me to follow my heart or something?
First and foremost, I'm your campaign manager. As much as you want you to be happy, how about we follow one dream at a time, yeah?
I can't help it. I follow my heart.
And I follow my dick. Sorry, that did not come out right. What I meant to say is that I'll support you no matter what you decide.
When did these get so close? Probably around the same time we did.
But what should I say to her?
That's the easy bit. So, you just walk up to her, put your hand on her shoulder, look her in the eyes, and say, you might be tired, but you've been running around all my mind all day. Yeah, I'll try again. Okay, so, put your hand on the shoulder, you look her in the eyes,
Yeah.
and then you say, you must be tired, because you've been running around my mind all day. Then you smile at her, like this, and she'll be like putty.
Thanks,
Please
Jack.
tell me that's never actually worked on anyone. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. I'll do that anyway. Now, I'm off.
Now, don't you have like a lot of work to be doing on this campaign?
Look, if I go to see her now, I'll either realise that there is try again. What word? Look, if I go to the fingers out, how bad is it? I'll either realise that it's a no-go and I'll be able to let her go, or it will happen for me and I won't have to let her go, but we can focus on the campaign together. Jesus Christ.
Well, I hope it works out the way you want it to.
I'm sure it will. Go get it, champ.
What's champ? Where do I get that from?
What?
Well, you told me I should go and get a champ. I just don't know what that is or where I get it from.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Well, thanks, Jack. I'm sure it will be. See you guys later. I'm looking excited.
I mean, he's definitely getting his heart broken, isn't he?
I hate to agree with you, Jack, but you might just be right.
Oh, you guys are too doubtful. You didn't think he could be president either, but here you both are. Sorry, helping him out.
Calm. Hey, I'm just doing it for the governmental kickbacks he promised us.
You say that, but if you didn't think he really had a chance of making it happen, you wouldn't be here.
You do have a point. Oh, but I do hope he's okay.
Well, why don't you just go sing a song, get to know all of your little woodland characters, go scurry over and give them a helping hand.
Right, you can do one, and Disney can do one for bastardising my story like that.
DJ!
For the last time, I can't talk to animals.
Oh, sorry.
Right, well the two of you might want to carry on with this mindless posturing, but there's some work to be done. Let's get some of this campaign stuff sorted out.
How's he funding this campaign anyway?
It's funny really. Almost as soon as we announced that he was running, a mysterious, anonymous donor gave a donation that covers almost every cost of the campaign.
That seems a bit
Convenient.
I know, come on, let's get going.
Oh, come on, Dick, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. I haven't liked anyone this much for ages. What do I say? How do I communicate? How do I know how I feel about her? What was the line Jack taught me? Have you been running? Because you look tired. That was it. Oh well, I'll just have to go for it.
Hello?
Hello. Pre, have you been running?
Dick, I'm so sorry.
do this.
You've been saying that all week, and I'll say to you again, we have done this.
Okay? Well, you won't get away with it.
It's been a week, I'm pretty sure we've gotten away with it.
Well, you might continue to get away with it. My friends will show up at any minute. Now!
Will you stop trying that? Your wishful thinking won't summon them.
Yeah, but it would have been really cool if they had.
You're such an idiot. Why aren't they here yet?
I don't know. Maybe they don't know where he is, or they haven't realised he's gone yet.
Well, fix it!
Okay, wow. Well, I have sensitive ears, and so can we all please use our indoor voices?
I'm sorry, he gets like this sometimes when he doesn't have his way.
I do not get it! I do not get like this. I just need us to come together, you know, the way we discussed.
Well, I mean, I couldn't exactly do anything without making them suspicious before, could I? They're coming for another session today, so I should be able to emerge that situation to get the plan back on track, okay?
I should think so. Yes, that would work well. Well done, Expo. I know I could count on you.
Inside voice. You're so smart and beautiful. Why would you listen to him?
I have to. He's got something on me.
What's he got on you?
Something terrible. I'm not sure I can tell you.
You tell me anything.
Well, years ago my sister died, and it was my fault. I've never been able to forgive myself for it. I couldn't do anything about it then, and I can't do anything about it now. It's a secret shame that I've got to bear.
Can you, like, turn the page and lift your hands up? But that doesn't make any sense. Not yet, hang on. No, back. There we go. But I'm sure that doesn't make any sense. I met your sister, and I'm pretty sure she was alive then. Cheers.
Don't you understand? That was me. My sister died. But to get you guys to fall for the trap, I needed to pretend to be her. I needed someone to set you on the path, and then someone else to push you down it. So I did both. One is me, one is her. That's all I have left of her. These moments where I pretend that I'm her, because she's gone. It's all my fault.
Expo, I know. And I know that it's definitely not your fault. There is no way that you didn't do everything you could have done.
I mean, clearly you don't know me at all then. But Manfred found out about it. Now he's threatening to tell everyone if I don't do what he says. To make it worse, I had to shut myself off emotionally. I turned my heart to steel and don't let anyone in anymore. I basically became a robot.
You're not a robot. You're the most wonderful girl I've ever seen.
When they say you can't love, I think you got it wrong.
I don't know this song.
Are we doing it now?
Your heart is steel, but you can't say it's wrong. Well, if that's who you are, that's the meaningless song in the sun. Tell me what is the meaning of what I am feeling? If you are the reason why, now I may be dumb, but where I come from, folks say they're fine when I know that they're blue. But you don't know you the way I do.
We're perfect and wonderful, how I hoped you'd be. February, but it's really enough for you to be just a few. The way I
What do you mean you can't do this?
This, us. I need to stick to the plan. I can't have it getting out what it is. I'm sorry.
I love you.
Good morning, everyone. How are we all? Oh, where's Dick?
We're not really sure actually. He sort of just disappeared.
What? When?
Last week he went out for a date, but by all accounts he never made it there. We don't really know what happened.
You don't really seem that concerned about all of this.
Well, what can we do?
Plus, to be honest, the campaign is going so much better without him.
How can you say that? How can you say this? He's out somewhere, lost, probably talking to a lamppost or something. We need to do something to help him.
Look, we don't know where he is. We have no way to find him. And currently, we're winning this campaign. We've gone from dead last to a landslide. So even if I could find some way to figure out where he is, why would I even bother? I've made it very clear that I'm only in this for myself, not him, and not for any of you either. For me.
How can you be so heartless? You know he would have done this for you, you dick.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't
say that.
I don't agree with his delivery, but I do think that Puss is right.
But it's like Jack said, how are we even supposed to find him?
Look at all that you guys have achieved in your individual lives. This is exactly what I've been talking to you about. All of you, you're exceptional. You can be greater than the sum of all of your parts. Think of all that you've done in your lives. If you all combine your skills and talents and come together as a team, I don't believe there's anything you can't do.
No offence, but I just don't believe that that's true. I mean, yes, we achieved a lot when we were younger, but it's not like that actually worked out for us in later life.
Look, alright, have you seen the film about that guy with all the different personalities?
Fight Club.
No.
Inside Out.
No, those are emotions, they're not personalities, he's a sociopath. The one with the goat man from Narnia.
James McAvoy. Oh, you mean Split?
Yes, that's it, Split. That's the one. Have you seen it? It's on Netflix. Anyway, the guy in that realises that just believing things about himself, they become true.
Didn't he also lock 3 teenage girls in a basement and then torture them?
What was the name of it again?
Look, the point is, if we can believe in ourselves and work together, we can do anything.
Bang up. Yeah, let's go up. The chairs go.
Let's get down to business to find our dick. Are you really heroes or just a bunch of hicks?
dark side of the moon.
We must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
So we're all in, right?
I guess he would do it for us, and we could probably do better together than separate.
Brilliant. So, what about you, Jack?
Well, I guess if you're all in, I can't really say no.
Hang, baby.
Now you're doing it.
What? Is it contagious?
Let me rephrase. I'm in if that stops.
Great. Okay, perfect. I'll talk to my sister and see if she knows anything. I'll meet you all at Dick's later.
Yeah, baby. Where is she?
Relax, Puss. It's not like she said time that she's going to be you.
But it's been ages. She should be here by now.
Sorry, guys. Took longer than I thought, but I managed to get hold of my sister. She has a lead.
A lead? No, I'll never be collared. Not again.
I missed the first time.
Not a lead in.
It's funny.
Not a lead in that sense, you nutty. An investigative lead, as in she now has a clue of where Dick might be, and now we can follow.
Oh, well that's a lot better. What is it?
Well, so, Prue, she says that he just rang her just before he said he was going to arrive, just to see if she wanted him to pick anything up on the way. Apparently he gave very specific instructions on what he saw and did. From what he said, it sounds like he got taken right by that old rundown factory, the Grimbros Incorporated one.
I know where that is.
I think we all do. It's pretty much right in the centre of the kingdom.
I mean, probably not right in the centre. Like, I mean, it's definitely in a city, but it's not like CBD.
Central Business District.
Right, because that classification is really necessary right now, is it?
Well, I'm sorry, but I always find it's better just to be exact.
Holy crap, guys! Is this necessary? Let's just go and get our dick out.
I'm sorry.
It says that on the screen.
Wow.
You know, like, out of the danger that he's in.
Get our dick out.
Woo!
Well, I don't like the phrase, but Puss is right. We need to get dick out.
Okay, guys, so this is where we went missing. Everyone spread out and we'll start looking for clues.
This is so dumb. I mean, if he was really in trouble, it would have been in the news by now. And the campaign's going so much better without him bungling in. Bungling in.
You can disregard it all if you like, but we all know if the situation was reversed, Dick would be out here looking for all of you.
We don't know that.
Fine. If you don't want to help, don't.
Cinderella, look the other way. Cinderella, there you go.
Wrong person. Wrong person. Typical. I guess he took your advice, Puss.
What do you mean? Cinderella,
Jack.
don't mind me.
He's gone.
Well, it's not like he pretended to stick around. Look over there! What? And see if we can find anything. Enthusiasm. Yeah! I'm still going. Do I read it out?
Are there subtitles?
Continue to get frustrated. Alright. Oh, it's going too slowly. Have you found anything? What the heck? Where did she go?
I don't know. Maybe she went to get Jack back. So let's keep looking, yeah?
I don't know. Something feels off about this. Let me know if you see anything suspicious, yeah?
Isn't that what we're doing anyway?
No, I mean yes. But more, if someone's picking us off one by one, or something crazy like that, then maybe we should just shout, "He's behind you," or something like that.
Oh no.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
It's a bit presumptuous, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Why has it got to be a he?
Just shout, okay?
Okay. Let's look for more clues.
He's behind you.
What? What happened? Where am I?
Hiya, Jack! How's it going?
Dick?
Nice of you guys to join us.
Seriously, Dick, what is going on?
Well, I was kidnapped, and now you're here, so I'm guessing that you're rescuing me? No, that doesn't make sense. Why would you be tied up? Unless...
Getting excited.
You guys get captured on purpose so that you could trick the bad guy into bringing you here so that we could all break out together.
Yeah. That's just definitely what happened, isn't it?
No, it's not. Basically, I'm finishing my line.
Sorry.
We were looking for you, Dick, and we got betrayed by that witch. Expo.
She's not a witch.
Yes, she is, with a capital B.
Bitch.
A bee-witch. Well, she might be, but she certainly bewitched me.
Oh Lord, please tell me you're not still obsessed with this woman.
How could I not be? She's so beautiful.
Well, she's just not, is she?
Yes, she is.
Regardless of how you feel about the way she looks, she's no good. She betrayed us to whoever it was that dragged us away.
That's Manford. But she's not like that, really. You don't know her the way I do. She's got so much more to offer than that. She's been blackmailed. She thinks she's to blame for the death of her sister, and Manford somehow found out about it and is using it to blackmail her. He used her to bring us all together.
This was all orchestrated, but why?
I don't know. He hasn't told me one bit. All I know is he seems to be very important. It seems to be very important to him that we're all here together. He's barely talked about anything else.
We need to prepare. Get ready for when he gets here. But who knows what the psychopath wants? What could he want with us?
Maybe he's planning on eliminating all heroes so that he can get away with whatever he wants.
Maybe he wants to consolidate the power within the kingdom by rounding up everyone who potentially might become the ruler and removing them from the line of succession.
I mean, that would make sense. It at least explains why he took me first, since I am going to be the next president.
Yeah, well, it's probably not like that, though, is it? Maybe Cinderella's onto something. What else do we know? Do we have any other childhood heroes going missing recently?
Well, I thought it was strange that support group wasn't attended by very many people. At first I thought that it was because they've been more successful than us, but I did some research and it turns out we're not the only ones. Pretty much everyone has washed up since their greatness. Not only that, but over the last year or so, they've been slowly dropping off the face of the world entirely. It's like they've been disappearing into clouds or something. I think that must be what it is.
This isn't a cloud, though. It's a guy.
Seriously, how can anyone be this stupid? I can't believe that I got stuck into this with you.
Well, you have. So let's try being a little more constructive.
Oh, exactly. We're in this now, so we might as well see what we can do about it. Dick, what do you know about this guy?
Well, he's mysterious, and he likes to laugh at his own jokes. He has no hesitations about blackmailing the most beautiful woman in the world. And he's clearly very, very evil. And he's...
Right behind you! Inside voice! Sorry, that was so cool. I've always wanted to make a dramatic entrance like that.
Just tell me why you brought us all here, you sicko.
Don't call me names! And for why I brought you here. It's all very simple, really.
Just as we thought, you're trying to eliminate the world of heroes slowly so you can get away with whatever you want.
Wrong, you foolish girl. You could not be further from the truth. You see, I was Aladdin.
You were Aladdin?
What happened to you?
Where's your carpet?
Why are you white?
Oh my god, Dick. Oh my god, comma, Dick. You can't just ask people why they're white. No, they're still going. That's a good question though. You don't look much like Aladdin. What happened?
Would you just let me finish? I'm not Aladdin. I was going to say, when I was a lad in my younger years, I used to dream about all of you. I was obsessed with your adventures. Everything you've done, I knew about. Every story, every rumour, every shred of evidence I could find for what you guys did. I couldn't get enough of it all.
Better than that, Jacob.
Yeah.
I wasn't just a fan.
I wasn't just a fan. I was the fan. I wanted to meet you all. I just wanted to be friends with you. I wanted to be you.
Sick monologue, bro.
Thank you very much.
So what happened? Did you get blown off by someone and it disillusioned you to your heroes so you swore revenge against them?
What? No, I just wanted to meet you. Have a chance to have you in my life. It's taken years, but I finally got you all together. And I have one thing to say to all of you. Can I have your autograph? Maybe a picture.
Are you taking the piss?
Excuse me.
Are you taking the piss?
What do you mean?
You did all of this just to meet us.
Yeah, I wanted to show how much you guys mean to me.
You're a psychopath. Do you really think you could lure us all here into your creepy little stalker dungeon and just get what you wanted from us?
So it's not that bad.
Jack.
No, seriously. The only reason you're doing all of this is because you don't have any friends. You're obsessed with us.
Oh, you're too right.
Because you didn't have any friends then, and you haven't changed. So you've kidnapped us all in order to have friends of your own.
Shut up.
Jack.
And to be honest, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at you. Why would anyone want to be friends with you? You've literally have nothing to offer anyone. And I mean, you haven't really been stalking me all these years and kidnapped me. I still wouldn't want to take a picture with you anyway. You know why?
Stop being mean to me.
Jack.
It's because you're disgusting. And it's because I couldn't bear to be in your presence that long.
You think you're better than me? I've been used around by people like you my entire life. People who think they're bigger and better than me. Why do you think I got so obsessed with you guys? It's because no matter how bad things got, I could always rely on the fact that there were people out there who overcame things better than themselves. I could never find the strength to be the hero of my own story. But the fact that you were all out there, that there were people who would be there for me, that's what got me through. But you turned out just like the rest of them. I'm sorry you had to turn out this way. You were always my favourite. Wait. Why should I wait? You heard the thing he's been saying to me. Why shouldn't I do this?
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen if you do this, Manfred? Just think about it. If you let us go, we'll drop all the charges and everything can go on as it was.
There's no coming back from this. You heard what he said. There's no way he'd happily walk away from this and not do anything. Besides, I need him to see the effect that his words has. He needs to learn. He needs to feel the pain of it.
Do you think this is going to teach him anything? He'll be dead. Shoot me instead.
Dick! No! What could you that?
My hands are tied, give me the script back.
My hands are tied up. There we go.
Now, expert. What could that do?
See, well, if you shoot me, he has to live with that. You're right. He has to learn to be... You're right, he has to learn. But the only way he can learn if he sees the drastic consequence that his words have. But also, he has to live with the fallout from it all.
Don't do this.
It's your life.
Oh,
You don't have to die.
Oh, thanks for the concern, mate.
What about the campaign? What about becoming president?
How can I claim to lay down my life for one's country if I can't even do it for my friends? No, it has to be me.
Do it! Shoot me! Well, I guess I can see the logic behind that. I hope this works.
No! Oh! No, does that mean no?
Yes.
No!
United.
Untie me!
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Untie me right now!
There you go. Now,
Expo! Expo, talk to me! I guess you were right. I am a better person than I thought.
she's dead.
Now, go on.
Ah, she's dead.
Then you're supposed to cry silently for a few moments.
Cry.
Cry.
Well, that was an unfortunate casualty, but where were we?
An unfortunate casualty.
Well, I certainly didn't mean for her to die. I just...
The most beautiful person in the whole world is dead because of you, and you brush it down to an unfortunate casualty.
Well, I guess I didn't mean to do... I'm so angry!
Yeah. That was so cool.
That was admittedly badass, dude.
Dude.
I'm so sorry, Dick. I shouldn't have done it.
No, you shouldn't. But it's done. It's over.
not yet, it's not. We've still got a few loose ends to clear up.
Expo! You're alive!
Look, yes and no.
You're not really alive.
I am alive, but I'm not Expo.
Oh, so you're Pri?
Wrong again! Pri never existed. Pri was just Expo pretending to be someone else so that she could lure you in. Pri died years ago, and it was Expo's fault. It's what allowed me to blackmail her into doing exactly what I wanted.
So if you're not Expo and you're not Pri, then who are you?
I am Pri.
What? What made you up?
No, you didn't. You think that you made me up. But I actually work for the agency. We both do. We both did. We work undercover on the same case, posing as one person, so that we can cover more ground. Had double the time, or were overlooked because everyone thought we were the same one person.
Wait. So you were two people that were pretending to be one person that were pretending to be two people. That's right.
That's confusing. How did you manage to keep your sense of identity when you're exactly the same?
I mean, technically, we're exactly the same. My sister had a habit of over-explaining what was happening, and people tell me that I have a certain tendency towards correcting people. I'm not sure I'd call it correcting people, per se, but I do have a fondness for exactness.
Oh, so confusing. So sometimes you were Expo, and sometimes you were Pri.
Yep, correct.
But sometimes she was Expo, and sometimes she was Pri.
Right again.
But really, you're Pri, and she was Expo, and you were different people, pretending to be the same person, pretending to be different people. Is that right?
I mean, yeah. What's so confusing about that?
Nothing is confusing. Nothing has ever been more clear to me. In these trousers. Will you marry me?
stick? No.
Legend? What? Why not?
I mean, we went once, on the street. You seem really nice, but I really don't know you well enough to marry you.
Okay. How about this then? Green? Would you maybe want to come and grab a drink?
Free drinks? Yeah, of course I will. First, we've got some stuff to take care of.
No.
Okay, so that's about where it cut out. Sorry, Zoom people, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the live stream people. This is very confusing. So we have all the Zoom people ready in the Zoom room. So what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna have to stop this live stream and then I'm gonna live stream it directly from Zoom. So basically, otherwise what happens is you get like this horrible echoey thing, or you can't hear me at all, and I'm going to read for the character of Cinderella. So I'm going to stop this. If you've thought of anything you want to stick on the cast, ask me anything. You can post a question on there or a thought on there, on Instagram. Don't worry if not. And if you... sorry, they're all talking on the Zoom and it's very confusing me. So if you want to jump in for the last couple of minutes of the table read, if you refresh this page, you should see a new live stream. So we're going to end there, but refresh it in a second and you should see our Zoom chat.